Hello, hello. If everyone could start making your way towards the stage, please.
Check, check.
Welcome, welcome. Start making your way towards the stage. All right, I guess we're good. You ready? Cool. Okay, welcome everybody. So first, we want to start out with a land acknowledgement that we are on indigenous land, stolen land, that we are on land that does not belong to us, but we also are on land that our ancestors built, that the infrastructure of DC, the infrastructure of the capital was built by our ancestors. So let's take a moment of silence to acknowledge that. And we also are here today because we need to cancel this student debt. Let's make some noise. So my name is Jalil Bishop. I come to you as a professor and scholar of student debt policy, higher ed finance. I run one of the largest studies on black borrowers in this country around their experiences with student loan debt. But I also come here as somebody who's, in my household, between me and my partner, we have had thousands of dollars extracted paying six-figure student loan debt. I come to you as someone whose mom, who's in her mid-60s, owes more in her student debt than she has in her retirement. I come to you as someone whose aunties and cousins owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt. That when I look across the black communities that I'm a part of, we owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt. When I look across black America and I add up what is happening with student debt, I realize it's nothing new. It's something that we have seen many times before. A debt trap that's similar to our ancestors who had to get out of the debt trap of slavery. Similar to our ancestors who were sharecroppers, who had their communities redlined, who had their houses divested. We know that this debt trap with student loans is not new, that we have seen this same racist pattern play out over and over again. So we are here today to cancel student debt, to make it clear that student debt is not only an economic issue, not only an issue of morality, but also a racial justice issue. When we think about the word crisis, we should not think of a student debt crisis as being new or happenstance or something that was unpredictable. When you give those who have the least a loan to pay for college, you are inherently telling them that they have to pay the most. They have to pay the price of carrying that debt, not only economically, but also psychologically. They have to pay the interest on top of that debt and deal with the burden across generations, from parents to students to parents who have their own debt, thinking about their children and how they're going to pay for their college. That debt is this multi-generational, constant cycle of extracting income and wealth from America in general, but black people in particular. So we have to be clear about that. So when we're here today to think about canceling student debt, we have to really make sure that we understand this fight was never just about student loans. That it was about the ways that student loans represents this pattern in this country, that when we need our basic needs met, we are told to turn towards debt. When we need our health care, we have to go into debt. When we need a place to live, we have to go into debt. When we want to get access to education that they tell us we have to have in order to get a good paying job, in order to get access to benefits, they're telling us we have to go into debt. So a part of the fight here today is to make clear that we should not have to take on debt, that we should not have to require loans to have our basic human needs met. So we're canceling student debt. But we are also fighting for a reality policy in a country where we can live freely, wholly, without having to constantly think about the stress of debt payments. So I want us all to think about, why are we here? Who are we fighting for? And I'm going to put my professor hat on for a moment so we just can understand why student debt is where we're at right now in this fight. There's $1.8 trillion of outstanding student debt. Right here is the Department of Education. They are the largest holder of student loan debt. They have $1 trillion loan portfolio that is controlled by this department right here. That doesn't sound like a Department of Education. It sounds like a bank. So a part of understanding this $1.8 trillion is that the majority of this student debt is not being repaid. And it's not because people are just making a choice. One thing I tell folks about student debt is you can't get away from it because the government owns it. If you try to hide, you try to run, they garnish your wages. And it doesn't matter if it's your W-2 income, your Social Security income, they come for it. People aren't paying it simply because people cannot afford this immoral debt. A part of what's happening and why we have a student debt crisis is because 1 million new borrowers every year default on their student loans. And those who are not in default are either on payment plans where they're paying almost nothing, or they're paying just enough to cover interest and watching their balance grow each year. Since 2013, all loans since 2013, 60% of them have growing balances, meaning people are not able to pay down their balances over time. So this is not just an argument over whether or not people should be able to repay. It's clear by the data, it's clear by the research that this debt is not being repaid. So the question here when we fight for cancellation is not about whether or not the Department of Ed or the government can collect on this money still. They can't. We can't afford it. The fight is, should they still keep paying debt collectors to harass us and come after us for the student debt? Should they keep paying private law firms to sue us to come after the student debt? Should they continue to spend money on loan servicers who every year are found out to be engaging in fraudulent practices but still get hundreds of millions of dollars in their contracts? Canceling this student debt is also about dismantling the industry that profits off us going into debt again for our basic needs to get an education. So I'm going to wrap up here today to again ask us, who are we fighting for? I'm here fighting not only for my household, but I'm fighting for my mama. I'm not here only fighting for my mama, but I'm fighting for the black people who look like me, who borrow more debt than any other group. I'm here fighting today for all of you, and I hope you're here fighting today for me. Because when we cancel this student debt, we're coming for the next debt. We're coming for the next economic injustice, and we're going to make it clear. We're going to make it clear that when Biden uses his executive powers to sign with just a pen, that's all we need, that we're not only going to argue for this debt to be canceled, but we're going to come after the other debts and the other types of economic entanglements that are racist, that are predatory, and continue to hold our communities back. So we're here today, we're winning, we're building power, and I'm going to call up my next speaker to tell us and welcome you all to D.C. so we can continue this fight. Thank y'all. Whenever you're ready. Let them know. Hey.
Mic check. Mic check. That's our theme song. Welcome to D.C. Google it. It ain't come out there like it's supposed to play, but Google it. Welcome to D.C. the home of Chuck Brown. I'm not going to break it down. No, but for real, my name is Nene Teller. I'm a D.C. native, born and raised in the most marginalized community in Washington, D.C., Southeast. They tell you I don't go to Southeast, but go to Southeast. That's where the black people at. Visit Southeast and support Southeast. I'm a co-founder of a local grassroots organization called Hers Riders Dreams. We are a black-led abolitionist defense hub. Our work consists of 3 pillars. The herd responders, we provide community aid, rapid response, and direct actions. IDB free pillar, named after IDB Wells. They provide legal empowerment by way of participatory defense, court watch, jail support, and we bail black people out of jail because they can't afford a bail. You hear me? Money enslaved them, but our love bring them home. Right? Then we have Ella Baker, Ella Emancipators, where we do political education and campaigns. Hence why I stand here today, campaigns. I want y'all to know that student debt got to be canceled. Say it with me. Joe Biden, student debt got to be canceled. Joe Biden, student debt has to be canceled. I rise up every day asking for the spirit of Harriet Tubman to lead the way, to let me walk on top of these texts, being unapologetically black. Right? And as I walk on these tracks unapologetically black, I recognize here in D.C. Here in D.C., I want to be clear, we're in debt. Talk about it. We have student debt here in D.C. Here in D.C., we got 700,000 people, 45% which is black. We are a thriving local movement of community activists, organizers, community members, struggling with issues at all local levels. Here in D.C., the residents owe, let me say it clear for y'all, $6.4 billion in student debt. $6.4 billion in student debt. With the average of $55,400 per borrower, I owe the motherfucker $60,000. I got that same email and call to delay. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not going to pay. No, ma'am, I'm not going to pay. I have a son right now in Howard University, right? I have Parent Plus loans for my daughter who graduated from University of Maryland. It took the community to allow my son to attend Howard University for $50,000 this year because I couldn't pay it. And we want generation wealth. So the community was like, Nene, don't take that loan out. I said, I can't get one, I already owe them. So the community pulled together and paid for my son's tuition this year. But what about next year? We need free education. Free education. I want my son to stay at Howard. But I got to think about, what do I do? Do I ask the next neighbor to give me a loan, or do we tell Joe, cancel student debt? Cancel student debt. Student debt loans impacts the ability to save for retirement, buy homes, and meet other necessary needs in life. We need everybody to tell President Joe Biden to pick up the pen and give black people some financial stability again. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm wrapping up now, but I want y'all to understand. This is real. Washington, D.C. is not a state, which means we lack the power to make a basic decision about our city or to hold elected representatives responsible. D.C.'s systematic disenfranchisement comes out of a legacy of racism and bigotry. So when national organizations and outsiders ignore this knowledge and needs and desires of the people who live here, they play into a larger non-colonism framework that we live in every day. Therefore, I challenge you to help us fight for D.C. statehood. Vote D.C. and D.C. 51 is a political movement that advocates making D.C. a U.S. state to provide the residents of District of Columbia with voting representation in the Congress and full control over our local affairs. D.C. is not a state. So as y'all raise y'all voice today, y'all raising a voice for us, unless y'all stand in solidarity to make D.C. a state. Please leave D.C. better than the way you found us. Support local legislation, organizers, activists, and advocates. call, and I got a call and response for y'all before I leave, right? Because we're going to rise to leave student debt, right? Rise up, because we're going to stop student debt. We're going to have Joe sign that pen. And with this call and response, I want y'all to repeat after me, because I believe this in my heart. I, I, I believe, I believe, I believe that, I believe that, I believe that we can cancel student debt. I believe that. I believe that we can cancel student debt. I'll show y'all. Mic check.
Mic check. Oh, that's nostalgic because I'm Astrid Taylor. I am one of the organizers with the Debt Collective. And the Debt Collective has its roots in Occupy Wall Street. The Debt Collective is a union for debtors. So just like workers need to band together with other workers to fight for higher wages, for better treatment, for time off, debtors also need to band together. Our debts are somebody else's assets. The question is not how much do you owe, but how much are you worth? How much are you worth to the 1%, to the people who are invested in your poverty, in your indebtedness? Once we recognize this, we can see that our debts are a source of power. Individually, they overwhelm us, but together, we can wield that power as leverage to push for a better system, to fight for the abolition of unjust debts and the provision of the things that we need to survive, to thrive, right? The Debt Collective says, you are not in debt because you live beyond your means, but because you are denied the means to live. You are not in debt because you live beyond your means, but because you are denied the means to live. When we started raising this at Occupy Wall Street, some people here, I wasn't one of them, organized something called 1T Day in 2012, the day student debt surpassed $1 trillion. And they had a protest, and they said, we want a debt jubilee and free college. NPR, Reuters, the media laughed at us. And they said, this is ridiculous, naive. The government's never going to cancel debt. In 2015, we organized the country's first student debt strike. 15 people who went to a for-profit college who had been defrauded said, we can't pay, we shouldn't pay, we won't pay. They went on a debt strike, can't pay, won't pay. And their numbers grew. We organized, we came to DC, and they managed to win billions of dollars of debt relief. Every penny of debt relief that these people have granted has been fought for. They did not do it out of the goodness of their hearts. They did it because people stood up and got over the shame and the stigma of indebtedness and said, no, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed for not giving us education, right? Not providing the things we need. Quick, Jalil's comments made me think about the history. Debt has always been a source of profit, right? Our debts are somebody else's assets, but it's also a form of social control and racial domination. Going back to the founding of this country, debt was used to dispossess indigenous people of their land. Jefferson actually wrote a letter to the governor of Indiana and said, hey, let's bury indigenous people in debt, and then they'll give us their land, right? This was a strategy. We have sharecropping, we have redlining. After the 2008 mortgage crisis, which is what inspired Occupy Wall Street, black families lost over half of their collective wealth. So we're part of something that's much bigger than just debt, right? We're part of trying to build a just and equitable society and economy and righting those wrongs. So debt is never just about debt. Debt is about restructuring our society. So when we demand a jubilee, it's about rebalancing power between the elites and the regular people and abolishing this unjust system. So our debts make us powerful. Don't forget that. Please join the debt collective. And remember this, we are not asking for forgiveness. Do not use that word. We are not asking for forgiveness. We are demanding justice. Okay. Since everybody else chanted, we are not asking for forgiveness. We are demanding. We are not asking for forgiveness. We are demanding. We are not asking for forgiveness. We are demanding justice. Please join us at the Debt Collective, whether you have debt or you don't. I defaulted on my student loans years ago. I've actually managed to pay them off. I'm still part of this movement because even though I don't have student debt, I care about the fact that you all do, that my family does, that my neighbors do. And when they say online, which they like to say, well, what's next? You're going to get rid of student debt. What's next? You're coming for medical debt? What's next? Are you coming for credit card debt? What's next? Are you coming for rent? Are you coming for carceral debt, for bail bonds, for payday loans? Thank you.
All right. My name's Thomas. I'm an organizer with the Debt Collective. And I'm going to briefly explain why we use the red square as our symbol of the debtors movement. So back in 2012, our neighbors to the north in Quebec had fully funded public universities. You could get a liberating education without mortgaging your future. And then the government in Quebec said, you know, we're going to change this ever so slightly. We're going to start charging a little bit of tuition. Not that much. But the students understood what that meant. That if they budged an inch, a decade later, they'd just be like the United States. And the students had power because they had a student union. And the student union shut down the universities. And then they shut down Montreal. They shut it down so much that the government in Quebec said, we're going to make it illegal to protest. And then the day later, they had the largest protests in Quebec history, marching through the streets with pots and pans, wearing the red square because we are all squarely in the red. So that's why we've adopted the red square as the symbol for the debtors movement. And my question to you is, are you ready to shut down the student debt system in this country? Are you ready to fight for the next generation, for college for all, so the next generation is not forced to mortgage their future to get a liberating education? We have momentum and we are winning. We don't know what's going to happen next. Right now the threat is that they're going to restart student loan payments on May Day of all days. International Workers' Day, they're going to restart your student loan payments. If they do that, we are not going to pay them. We are going to shut down the extractive system with a student debt strike. So we'll be passing out these cards. It's got a QR card on the back to a list of links. One of those links is to bit.ly/student debt strike. There's a lot more information there. I'm not going to go over it now, but we will be holding online trainings in the future to go over it in detail. The only thing I'll say now is we are not encouraging people to destroy their financial lives by defaulting, right? Astra can tell you what that experience is like. We're trying to save ourselves. We're trying to save our neighbors. We're trying to protect people from harm. The student debt strike is about safely getting to $0, which is available to a large number of people, but not everyone, right? So go to bit.ly/student debt strike. The Department of Education might not know it yet, but they are never, never going to be able to turn on student loan payments, but we are going to cancel all student debt. We know that this is possible because we've done it before. Back in 2015, we organized students at predatory for-profit universities to go on the first student debt strike using a little enforced law called Borrower Defense to Repayment. Through that law, we have so far canceled $6 billion worth of student debt. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm talking trillions. We're going to cancel trillions of debt. So again, bit.ly/student debt strike. We're going on strike.
Testing, testing. What's up? Hey, everyone. My name is Braxton. I'm an organizer with the Debt Collective. I have tens of thousands of dollars worth of student loan debt. My mother has student loan debt. My father has student loan debt. My brother has student loan debt. My sister has student loan debt. My aunts have student loan debt. This is a systemic problem. Black folks are bearing the burden of student debt. Women are bearing the burden of student debt. Who here went to a for-profit college and was scammed by a for-profit college? Look around, raise your hands. This building beside us is facilitating that pain. They are profiting off of our pain. And so that is why we are here to organize. This is not a one-off action. This is not for fun. This is not so people can stand on a stage and speak. This is to organize. There are people passing around cards, should be passing around cards right now. It's a QR code. Please scan the QR code and join the Debt Collective. We need you to join a branch in your local area. There is bail debt to be abolished. There is carceral debt to be abolished. There is medical debt to be abolished. There is student debt to be abolished. There is credit card debt to be abolished. There are payday loans to be abolished. There is immigration and carceral debt to be abolished. All debts are illegitimate. The one debt that's legitimate is reparations, and we are fighting for that too. That's a debt. Reparations is a debt that is owed, that we are owed, that several of us in this crowd are owed, and that's a debt that is real. That's what we're fighting for. Please, I urge you to join the Debt Collective. If you look around, and let's just say every single person has about $35,000 worth of student debt. How much money is that? $1 million? $1 billion? A few billion? Together we own the bank. We quote John Paul Getty all the time. He was a famous capitalist. He says, if you owe the bank $100,000, the bank owns you. If you owe the bank $100 million, you own the bank. We own the bank. We own the bank. We are the bank. We are too big to fail. Wells Fargo has nothing on us. JP Morgan has nothing on us. Dwight Eisenhower, the Federal Department of Education has nothing on us. The IMF has nothing on us. The World Bank has nothing on us. I urge you, join the Debt Collective. Together, we see our debts as assets. We can come together. Please, please, please find a QR code. It looks like a little Squid Game code. Please join the Debt Collective. We need you to organize nationally and in your local community. Thank y'all.
Mic check. Do I need this? Hey, everybody. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. What's up, everybody? My name is Joy. I'm here with the Dream Defenders. If my squad. One more time, I can't hear y'all. Squad. All right, we coming to bring y'all the hype today. We coming to tell y'all we here to cancel student debt. We not gonna forgive it. We canceling it. And I got my hype team with me. They're gonna introduce themselves, and then we're gonna go through a chant together. Is that cool? All right. I'm Kai. Hey, Kai. I'm Kenya. Yo.
I'm Jay.
All right, so we got some flavor for y'all. Y'all ready? Who in here know the song Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob?
Yup.
How I go? How I go?
No, if you buck.
All right, we got a remix to you. We got a remix. No student loans. No student loans. Nah, no student loans.
What?
No student.
What?
I can't
What?
hear y'all. Yeah. Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Okay.
No student loan.
All right. Y'all turned up.
Yeah.
Y'all turned up. Y'all turned up. Y'all turned up. Yeah.
I feel the hype. I feel the hype.
Yeah. Okay. Now look, what they don't know is that our joy is a form of rebellion also. I owe more loans than what I get paid in probably 10 years. And I ain't going back. And we ain't paying it. All right? We got one more chant for y'all. And my comrade here is going to lead us in this one.
All right, this one's called Tuition Goes Up.
It's the call and response. So when we say it, y'all say it back.
All right, tuition goes up.
Tuition goes up.
Debt goes up.
Debt goes up.
We show up.
We show up.
We shut shit down.
Shut shit down.
Tuition goes up.
Tuition goes up.
Debt goes up.
Debt goes up.
We show up.
We show up.
We shut shit down.
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 We shut shit down. Who
Thank
shut
you.
shit down?
We shut shit down.
Who shut shit down?
We shut shit down.
All right. It's been cool rocking with y'all. I'm happy to cancel this
Yeah.
debt with y'all.
Squad!
No student debt. 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 What? No student debt. 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 What? No student debt. No student debt. What? No student debt. 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 What? No student debt. 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 Hey, no student debt. No student debt. No student debt. What? No student debt. What? Woo! Shut it down. 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 Shut it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we definitely going to shut it down. Am I right? We're going to shut it down? So real quick, I want to introduce the band, but before I do, I want to say one thing. How do you invest in the future when you're constantly paying for the past? So today's a day of level. Today is a date that we bring in so we can build it up the way it needs to be built. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Crush Funk.
For 16 loans.
We do have a few words.
All right. This song has some crowd participation in it. It's a song called 16 Tons. We're going to call it 16 Loans. 16 loans, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the debt collector. Yeah? All right. Cool. We ready? Can I hand this to you? One sec. I'm gonna put it in his horn. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day.
Another.
'Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the debt collector. Another day older. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the debt collector.
Another hand for Crush Funk, y'all. Louder, give him another hand, y'all. All right, all right.
That's good. Okay. How y'all feeling? Yeah. Give it up for the band one more time. One more time. That's what's up. I feel really, 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 really good today.
Hell yeah!
I feel hell yeah. I feel really, 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 really good today. 54 years ago today, America's most famous preacher and love warrior was killed on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, while protesting with sanitation workers for better conditions and higher wages. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. talked about a dream to 250,000 people not far from where we're standing right now. And the reality is, over 50 years later, right now, we're stuck between that dream that's never been realized and a debt that they say we have to pay. Stuck between a debt and a dream. But why I'm so happy today, is not only because we're going to cancel all our student debt. Not 10,000, not 15,000, not 20,000, not 30, not 50, all of it. I'm excited today because we're going to cancel an exploitative economy that needs debt to survive. Dr. King was killed for fighting against the triple evils of militarism, of racism, and of capitalism. So I'm happy today because we're going to create a whole new world together. And we're not only going to not have student debt that we have to pay every month, but we're going to treat each other kindly and with love in our hearts. We're going to be able to walk around and call our grandmamas and not have to pay that monthly bill so we can spend extra time with our babies. We're fighting for each other, not just for our bank accounts. And that's what we're going to do here today. You might not know all the $1.8 trillion. You might not know that Joe Biden can cancel it with the stroke of a pen. You might not know all of that, but you know what you feel right now. And what you feel right now is the world that's in the making. And that's something that Joe Biden cannot do. That's not something that people in Congress can do. That's something that we're going to do for each other right now and each and every day afterward. So thank you so much for standing in the tradition of Dr. King, who died not just so that we could stand here and cancel student debt, but who died so that we can make a whole nother world possible. And that's what we're going to do today. Thank y'all so much.
Tear down.
Turn up.
Chant down Babylon, dream defenders are the bomb.
We're coming. We're ready. We're coming.
Chant down Babylon, dream defenders are the bomb. We ready. We coming. We ready. We coming. Chant down Babylon, dream defenders, we the bomb. We ready. We coming. We ready. We one time. Chant down Babylon, dream defenders. Yeah, we ready. Y'all come. We ready. Y'all ready? Can y'all hear me? Y'all sure? I need to hear one more time. We ready. We coming. We ready. We coming. One time. We ready. We coming. 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 All right. Y'all make some noise real quick. My bad. My voice went down because we was out here nothing if you bucking. You know, I got locks. We from the South. I'm from Pensacola, Florida, y'all. What's up, squad? Y'all, my name is Hill. I come from Pensacola, Florida. I'm the Northwest Regional Florida organizer for Dream Defenders. Whew. We came all the way up here to stand in solidarity with the rest of you. And shout out for Joe to pick up that goddamn pen. Yes, you hear me? So listen, I grew up pretty poor, right? Single mama. It was a lot. She did the best that she could despite us living below the poverty level. Both of my parents actually did attempt college, but they never finished. That has a lot to do with that, you know, circumstances. But I took the extra step and mile because I wanted something different. And I went ahead and I finished college. I went further. I got my master's in social work. Yeah, I love it. Happy Social Worker Month that just passed to my social workers out there because I see y'all. But there is still something that holds me back financially. Now, I come from the South. And in church, you turn to your neighbor and you talk to him, okay? Yeah. So I want you to turn to your neighbor real quick and you say, neighbor, what's holding hell back? Baby, it's student debts. Listen, you hear me? So, all the fighting, through barrier after barrier after barrier, I still have over $50,000 hanging over my head. That ain't right. That ain't right. And I'm not alone. We all know student debt is an overarching racial wealth gap issue. Black graduates are more likely to struggle financially because of student loan debt, and over 50% of us, we owe more than our actual net worth.
Black students matter.
Black students matter, and we deserve better.
We deserve better. Tell them about it.
Imagine overcoming the odds only for your reality to be not far from the conditions you worked so hard to move away from. See, there's an American dream that gets sold to us, right? Repeatedly. Education. It's the motivator. Get it. Life's gonna be better. Ain't that what they tell us?
That's what they tell us.
Okay. But Floridians alone, we hold $98.3 billion in student loan debt. And I just heard that DC got it astronomically, baby. We working for all of us. And see, as a black mother, I hold a space as one of the most heavily impacted groups to deal with student loan debt. Our legislators have continued to leave us to be stagnant in our lives. They let us die before we're supposed to, physically, mentally, and financially. They lie to us. They tell us what they'll do to gain our vote, and then they refuse to move their pen to close the gap. That ain't right. See, they legislate the kind of violence that ends in us being locked up for life for marijuana. I don't know about up here, but I know down there. They advocate for the kind of violence that ends in us losing friends to gun violence that could have been prevented with more funding in our neighborhoods. See, they support the kind of violence that ends in a single mother with a master's degree having to work 2 jobs in order to keep up with debt collection, child rearing, homemaking, and bills. We deserve better. Whew, I'm finna end it, y'all, I promise. I ain't staying up here too long. But that's like, keep going, Pastor. I'm just playing. As of right now, as a Dream Defender, throughout the state and beyond, our call to action is ready to lead. And it's not just here, right? It's everywhere. Our legislators have failed us everywhere. Our president continues to fail us. So I'm going to yell out real quick, we are. And Dream Defenders, what y'all say after that? We are. We are. See, I'm proud to be part of the we. We're the young people. We're college students. We're graduates. We're organizers. We're parents. We're siblings. We are voters. We are the real leaders. We have been impacted and attacked, but together, we collectively, we demand the better, which is telling Joe Biden to cancel what? Cancel what? Tear down Babylon. We coming. We ready. We come. Come on, tear down Babylon. Yeah. We ready.
We coming. We ready. We coming.
Do you need it right now?
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I am a student organizer at San Francisco Rising. Our communities have been overpopulated with rich, wealthy white people, and our brown and black communities are now being pushed out of our communities, and we're unable to afford housing. I personally tried to buy a house recently. Y'all, I couldn't even get a loan, okay? So the struggle is real, but it's $2 million to even get a house. Okay, that's a lot of money, and a lot of us cannot afford that. And at San Francisco Rising, we actually help our communities. We focus on working class communities and BIPOC people who are sorry, y'all. I'm trying to speak, but I'm like losing my train of thought.
That's all right.
Last year, we got students around the Bay Area to gather together to mobilize and organize around student debt cancellation. It was my first time mobilizing with an organization that knew what they were doing, and we actually marched from the City Hall to Nancy Pelosi's office. She had said many times that we can't cancel student debt, but as we all know here, or the majority of us know, that it's a lie exactly. And so we let her know that that's not true. She did not come out. However, we did let our supervisors know about our campaign, and they actually supported us. So shout out to Shimon Walton, and they signed a resolution for us to cancel student debt, for Joe Biden to cancel student debt, and yeah. Yeah, so we're not asking for handouts. Like, we're asking for student debt cancellation. We're asking for our communities to be thought of whenever decisions are being made. We often don't hear Black and brown voices in the election process. San Francisco Rising also helps with that. We got elected officials into office that support us and the things that we need, like, no bail, no cash bail, and we also got minimum wage raises, and free community bus rides for the youth. And yeah, and now we're still mobilizing on student debt cancellation. So you're winning. So we're winning, low-key. Yeah. I mean, I sound like it because I'm not really bad. I mean, I'm not really good at giving speeches, y'all. But thank you. So the moratorium ends on May 1st, and so we're asking Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, to cancel it. I mean, we're not asking. We don't have a radical ask, right? We have an equitable demand. And he has the ability to cancel it with the flick of a pen. It takes executive action, just him to make the decision on his own. He doesn't need Congress, he doesn't need anybody else to do it. He could do it today, he could do it tomorrow. But he hasn't done it yet. But because we're here all together from different backgrounds with the same purpose, he's gonna hear our voices and he's gonna have to do it at the end of the day. And we're going to be free from this burden. So I want to shout all y'all out. Good job for being out here and even in your communities back at home, like putting the work in, making sure that our local communities are also being heard in the broader spectrum. So yeah, shout out to you for being here. I appreciate it as an individual person. Yeah, that's it. Cancel student debt. That's it. Hey, check. Y'all give it up for Diamond from San Francisco Rising. Yes, we do. My name is Dr. Rochelle Brooks with the Debt Collective. I'm a Biden Jubilee 100 striker. I just want to make sure that we're centering Black women today. We have the most debt. We're disproportionately impoverished. We have an inaccessibility issue. The inaccessibility to higher education is preventing us from being able to take care of our families. The inaccessibility to higher education is keeping us in poverty. It's widening the generational wealth gap. When in actuality, us getting a higher education should be decreasing the intergenerational wealth gap. There's no reason it should be widening. Over time, indebtedness grows over generation in Black families. One of the reasons, after 12 years, 44% of a white male's graduate debt is paid off. After 12 years, a Black woman's debt has grown by 13%. That means over time, we're growing further and further in debt due to these inequitable systems. Talk about it. They created a system. They created this system. It's a system where Black families pass on intergenerational debt in the name of the American dream. Well, the Black and white wealth gap widens, and it's something that we're not going to be standing for. We're here today to get student loan debt canceled. We're here today to get Joe Biden to pick up the pen and sign the executive order that we've already created for him. We made the job easy. All he has to do is pick up the pen. Just a flick of the pen, Joe. Just a flick of the pen, Joe. Just a flick of the pen. Just a flick of the pen, Joe. Just a flick of the pen. Just a flick of the pen, Joe. Just a flick of the pen. Say what? Say what? Just a flick of the pen. and the Global Dance Meditation for Black Liberation, Dr. Shamel Bell. She's a mother, she's a community organizer, a dancer, a choreographer, and a documentary filmmaker. Dr. Bell is currently a lecturer of somatic practices and global performance at Harvard University. Everybody welcome Dr. Shamel Bell. So this is so lovely. First of all, I want to just thank all the DC natives for coming out. First and foremost, representing, thank you, Harriet's Wildest Dreams. Thank you, the Dream Defenders all here. Thank you, Tiffany Lofton. Thank you, everybody who's up in the building. I am the visionary escalator. Yes? And I am your radical joy interventionist. Like, what is that? All right, and that's on period. Okay, so I want to take a moment before we start. I'm going to introduce Miss Prissy, someone that I've been rocking with forever. Y'all know her as the Queen of Crump. So we about to be real crump real quick. Let's go, okay, and then also there's a part of this that we're actually going to get into our spiritual part of this show. This is not a show, this is a rally. So we have a sound bowl meditation that we're going to do for a little bit of time and talk about some affirmations that you'll be getting into your breakout groups. So let's get it started. Let me get a little bit of a bio for Miss Prissy. All right. Y'all better get it ready. Okay, Miss Prissy was first discovered in the feature film Rise. Who remember Rise? All right. So it's the story of what you know as a street dance called clowning and crump. As a result of the film's success and popularity, she was labeled the Queen of Crump. Her career took off and she began touring with Madonna as a background dancer. Everything come to full circle. She was in Stomp the Yard, she modeled for Ivy Park, and now she is Miss Prissy of Throne Dance Performing Arts Academy. Right? And I'm going to have her introduce everybody from Throne, also the Duchess of Throne. All right, come up here, Miss Prissy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Because I'm out here too, I need him to cancel that debt. I got about 32,000 left. They could just credit that, that'd be real nice. So right now, I still work in entertainment, but I pulled away because I wanted to give my two daughters, Sadia and Asada, an extracurricular activity that would not break the bank because I'm paying student debt. So I stepped away from movies to create Throne. Throne is a nonprofit organization I put together for strictly black and brown kids in South Central LA, where I teach performing arts for free. I couldn't bring them all, there's about 20 of them. I don't know if you guys saw Ellen last year in November, we were on Ellen. Since then, I became a lecturer at LMU, where I now teach crump contemporary dance as an art form. So I brought the Duchess of Throne, which is the smaller division. They're a rap dance group. And I brought my male captain of Throne, Dion, who is an amazing spoken word artist, amongst other things. He will be the next Miles Morales. Don't play with me. So we gonna show y'all what we do when we do what we do.
Represent! Let's get it! I'm excited!
Black. I tell them it's okay to be black. no mistake to be black. They are afraid you're black, but at the end of the day, in every single way, you should still feel great to be black. I mean, it pays to be black. See, this is how we were made, but they would even hop on the stage and paint their face, mocking all of our ways, and claim to be black.
Come on, say that.
So do not be ashamed to be black. I mean, just take a look at the color of your skin. There's so much beauty on the outside, but your power and purpose lie within. Do you think it's a coincidence that gold is your twin? You are of high value to this world, so the light from the sun is your best friend. Because if you know, you know. Ain't no feeling like the one you get till you see yourself and be like, oh, that sun. Because that's love for sure. I can tell that my creator took his time with me. Because not only does black not crack, but give it some light and it glows. I'm one of a kind and it shows. I know I'm covered in favor because all my life he's protected my heart, my mind, my soul, my goal.
Come on.
Is to make sure my kids inherit all of my blessings.
Y'all better listen.
And all of the lessons that I learned will be taught to them. As a father, I will talk to them. When life knocks them down, I'll reach out my hand saying, get up. And then I will walk with them. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. As a father. Your presence is so important as a father. Your most precious gift to give to your son or your daughter is to show up. Because that is the water to the seed that you decided to plant into the garden of your Eve, and now it has to grow up. Now you got to own up. So shower your roots. Because there's power in fruit. And the power in you can only be used when you stand absolute, full of purpose that God has placed inside of you. There is nothing that you cannot do. To say that you can't is to curse yourself with another excuse, so stop it.
Stop it.
You all need it, black man. It's time that you see it, black man. This is a message for you, and I hope that you receive it, black man. Matter of fact, if you're hearing this right now, and you're really feeling this right now, then black man, I want you to make some noise. Show the women and children around that you know how to wear a crown.
Yeah!
Oh, that's all we got? That's all we got, black man?
Yeah!
All right. Well, we got some queens out here, too. So, queens, I want y'all to go ahead and make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear, and that's what I like to see. So here is a special shout out to my melanin queens. Y'all do everything.
We do.
I mean, you are the dream to a king. You are the light to a beam and the strings to a seam. Everything that you bring without question is a blessing. To be in your presence alone is refreshing. The beauty of your tone is fluorescent, and when you open up your mouth full of conviction and ambition, that alone is the most impressive.
We love you.
See, you are a lethal weapon, and your most prized possession is a piece of your mind. With your body and soul, you are so fine, and I just love your self-expression. Don't get caught up in media's interpretation of a profession that doesn't care about your voice. They just want to see more undressing. And if you are looking for a man that will one day take you serious and ask for your hand, and do understand that he'll have a better chance at finding you on a platform that isn't built for OnlyFans. You can do more than only dance. And there is more to you that meets the eye, so your body shouldn't be my only glance. You are a queen, capable of leading this entire nation. You are intelligent and can start your own company or corporation. You can teach important information to our children who need education. Queen, you can help save this entire generation. We need you. Your significance is definite. You will always be relevant. A gift from above, you are heaven sent. And this will forever be my testament. We are Black excellence.
I said I love being black. 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 I love the color of my skin. I love the color of my skin. That is the skin that I'm in. I said I love being black. I said I love being black. I said I love being
to identify with black culture. I think that's what you're asking. I have no choice over it. In the first place, to me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people.
You are now tuned in to royalty, the Duchess of Throne. Don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, sure, bang, bang, bang. If you won't rise, it's a bang, bang, bang. Don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. They call me Bubbles, I'm nothing but trouble. Bang out on the double best, you suck my hustle. Been dancing, rapping, my crew know what's happening. I jump on the stage and it's lights, camera, action. That's the side is, you already know. I'm a pretty little thing with that West flow. You can catch me at the function, function. If you wanna move something, something. Don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, sure, bang, bang, bang. If you won't rise, it's no bang, bang, bang. Cause don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, sure, bang, bang, bang. If you won't rise, it's no bang, bang, bang. Cause don't listen, cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. My name Icy. All the haters wanna fight me. Catch a fade, not like me. I see. see you in the back, get like it. But you don't really want the smoke with me and mine. I'ma show you what that West do one time. Turn it up, feel like sailrovers. Tell the whole crew, don't taking over. Don't listen quick, we go bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, do our thing, thing, bang. If you won't rise, just so bang, bang, bang. Don't listen quick, we go bang, bang, bang. Don't listen quick, we go bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, do our thing, thing, bang. If you won't rise, just so bang, bang, bang. Don't listen quick, we go bang, bang, bang. I'm simply Sadia, I can't just turn the whole party up. Bring your whole crew on our body up. Take them, I cook with my walls. Y'all can't ignore it, I learned from my mama historian. Y'all boring, I got the pedigree. I got my girls with me, stay next to me. So we don't play, no we never do. Young Duchess on the rise with the throne crew. Don't listen cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, sure, bang, bang, bang. If you won't rise, just so bang, bang, bang. Cause don't listen cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Don't listen cause we gon' bang, bang, bang. Hop on the stage, sure, bang, bang, bang. If you won't rise, just so bang, bang, bang. Cause don't listen cause we gon' bang, bang, bang.
Don't never stop if you wanna be on top.
Pretty face, give me space, let me tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Nefertiti on my neck, better tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. My whole squad nail it, you need to tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. That's just on the remix, you better tap in. Wrist on gleaming, melanin beaming. I'ma show you how to keep a hater steaming. Moves on ready, you want me, come and get me. I'm like on my feet, the crown so heavy. Pull up in the shabby F, you ready? Come and get me. Get my bars so heavy, baby, they could break a levy. Haters so petty, yo, it's not ready. You wanna hit the mark, but your aim ain't steady. Are you trying to FaceTime? I hit that decline, let's spend my bedtime. Don't is my day job, yeah, hit your chest pop. You don't want no pops. Pretty face, give me space, let me tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Nefertiti on my neck, better tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. My whole squad yelling, you need to tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. That's just on the remix, you better tap in. They so dilla, they so dilla. I just wanna go, they so dilla. They so dilla, they so dilla. I just wanna go, they so dilla. Tap, 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 tap. They so dilla, they so dilla. Tap, tap, they so dilla. You are now listening to the Duchess of Charlotte. We got some, we got feisty, we got bubbles. Are you ready to turn up? Period. Watch, watch it, watch it say top, top, topping it. Look at my wrist, wrist. See how it flick, flick. Look at your favorite girls, Duchess and diamonds and pearls. Want to take over the world. Look at my watch, watch. Look at my watch, watch. Look at my, hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some boom up in the DJ Cindy right now. Boss steady flexing, east side is scoffing, but it's still that South Side style. Who said we ain't bringing it? Y'all got the haters thinking it. That's lines to his bedtime, but I had a West Coast swing. Look at my watch, watch. Watch it say top, top, topping it. Look at my wrist,